Hello, welcome to my channel, The Ascension Guide. I'm your guide, Joe Martin. So today's video, not a channeled message, but it does kind of piggyback off of a message that I put out before, and I'll link that in the description below. So anyways, I was doing some scrolling through social media, wasting time. And I came across some information that I thought was very cool that I wanted to share with everybody. I made a video a while back. It was a message from Ariah about food and how it affects our vibration and that sort of thing. And I came across this piece of information where this doctor, was his Royal R. Rife, found that all diseases have a frequency. And this kind of piggybacks off some information that I was kind of getting myself that I never made a video about, but I have kind of come to the conclusion that I won't ever get sick again. And I'm not saying that to be arrogant or anything like that, but I understand that being sick is a frequency thing. It's a vibration that your body dips down to that makes you susceptible to becoming ill or having dis-ease. So I'd kind of known that for a while, just, I guess subconsciously or whatever it is. Um, and, I'm sure through the messages that they gave me coming to those conclusions or what have you. But it was interesting coming across this article where they've actually figured out the vibration frequencies that each of these things resides at. So I thought this was interesting and I wanted to share it with you guys. So let's start with food, as I had talked about before. Um, the way that food affects our vibration, and the higher the vibration, the more it affects us, and the lower, blah blah blah. So here's the vibrational rates. These are all in hertz. So fresh foods are 20 to 27 hertz. Fresh herbs, same. Dried foods are 15 to 22. Dried herbs, 15 to 22. Processed canned food, zero hertz. So not good. And that's really the majority of the food that most of us eat, unfortunately. So not good stuff. And then, so let's go on to, all right, the normal human body in the daytime, they say is vibrates between 62 to 68 hertz. Healthy body is 62 to 72 hertz. When the immune system is compromised, then it starts to affect different things, and they broke it down into what each frequency. So there's a genius brain frequency, which I'm going to touch on this in just a second, is between 80 and 82 megahertz. Brain frequency range is 72 to 90 megahertz. Normal brain frequency is 72 megahertz. Normal body is 62 to 78 megahertz. From the neck up is 72 to 78, and neck down 60 to 68. Thyroid and parathyroid glands are 62 to 68. The heart, or let's see, thymus 65 to 68, heart 67 to 70. Lungs are 58 to 65, liver is 55 to 60, pancreas is 60 to 80. So going back to the genius brain frequency, I thought this was interesting because I've had this theory before. I'm not so sure that, how do I say this? I tend to believe that most people are somewhat capable of everything. And we sort of, the vibration that we reside in is kind of what we're tapping into and what we, so let me try, I know this is kind of confusing, but anyways, a genius, that somebody would say, a genius, I believe, is somebody who has sort of tapped into that universal knowledge and is vibrating at a higher frequency and is able to get in contact with that knowledge that's available to everybody. But it's their frequency and their ability to tap into that. And I think that's kind of what this is starting to show and prove, is you know, a normal brain frequency, as it says, you know, the average person would be around 72 megahertz. So if our vibration is raised and we're able to tap into this universal knowledge, then we're going to be able to have these faster, you know, connections and neural pathways and all these different things that create, you know, what somebody would consider genius brain frequency or function. In my opinion, I don't know if it's true, but makes sense to me. So this is also where it gets interesting. Once your vibration begins to dip, cold and flu starts at 57 to 60 megahertz. So normal body function is 62 to 78. So we start dropping down to 57 to 60, we're susceptible to the cold and the flu. This is why I said in the beginning that I don't think I'll ever get sick again, because I know how to take care of my vibration and not allow myself to drop below into these levels. And I believe I've made videos about maintaining your vibration. I'll have to check and see if I did. I'll link them below so that you guys can kind of use some of the same methods that I have been given. But anyway, it says disease starts at 58 megahertz. Candida overgrowth, I'm not exactly sure what that is, starts at 55 megahertz. And then cancer starts at 42 megahertz. Death begins at 25 megahertz. So start to understand how food is lowering our vibration or raising our vibration. Our thoughts, the media that we ingest, the way that we react to stimuli, everything plays a part in this. So now let's just be observant here for a second. What does the media do? What does every headline in every newspaper do? It creates fear. Fear lowers the vibration. And then all of a sudden there's a pandemic and all these other things because the vibration's low, because you're susceptible, because you're allowing it to happen. So take the power back, understand that you are in control of your vibration, do the things necessary, such as meditating, such as cleansing yourself with Palo Santo, protecting yourself with energy balls, and, you know, however else that you do that, you know, keeps your energy where it needs to be, food, your ability to, how do we say, not perseverate on thoughts, be able to kind of wipe the slate clean, move thoughts through your mind, not allow them to take control and lower your vibration. All of these things are important. All of these things allow normal body function, for one, and then it's also the other ends of the spectrum too, you know, normal body function being here in the middle, and then high body function and low body function. So if you're looking to be somebody who is a channeler, I would imagine that genius brain frequency range is probably something that we're tapping into. It's just a frequency that we're able to raise our vibration to, that taps into these other beings that can dip their vibration down to connect with us, or this universal knowledge that is out there in the ether, so to speak, that we're able to raise the vibration enough to tap into. So anybody can do this. I'm not putting myself on a pedestal or anybody else. This is all just a matter of, one, understanding what it is. This is why I made this video. And then two, taking the steps to actually achieve what you want to be and where you want to go with this. So with all that said, let's start to take the control back, be in control of your own vibration, understand that once your vibration starts to dip down, you are susceptible to disease, flu, all those things, all of the things that, look at the system. Why do they want control of the system? Just ask these questions. If somebody has control of the medical field, and that means that they make all of the money off of you being sick, what's the next best thing to do? To make sure that you're sick all the time, correct? How do you do that? Well, you start with lowering the vibration, right? Create fear. Then let's look at the other part of this. What is a placebo effect? Placebo effect. They've done trials and studies after studies after studies, and the placebo effect is consistent across the board in every single trial and every single study. I want to say it's near like 70% effective. So a placebo effect, they give they do a blind study, right? They give one person, one group a sugar pill, whatever, and then they give the other person the medication, the other group the medication. And then they see, what the results are, what the effects, whose headache went away, et cetera, et cetera. And the placebo effect is about 70% of the time, I believe it is, the person who just got the sugar pill, their headache goes away. And a lot of times the placebo effect outranks the actual medication. So what does that mean? It means that we're healing ourselves because we believe that we just took something that's going to make us feel better. So our belief creates that healing. Now, why is this relevant? Because it can work in the opposite direction too, right? If we are fed, let's say, a 24-hour news cycle that tells us that there is a pandemic going on that is killing everybody, what is your brain going to do? It's going to think that there's a pandemic going on that's killing everybody, right? Regardless of any other information, it's that seed's planted. So now your vibration's lower because you have fear. Now you're getting down to where you're susceptible to cold and flu. Now they tell you that this cold and flu is worse than it's ever been. It's this crazy pandemic. So now placebo effect takes over. So you lowered your vibration with the fear, placebo effect takes over. Now you're sick, and now it's getting worse because this is worse and worse because the TV told you that it's the worst cold and blah, 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 and how many years, and many people are dying, and X and X and Y. So what does it do? Do you understand the game now? Do you understand what they're doing to you? Do you understand why this is happening? Hopefully, because the only way out of it is for us to become aware and to stop playing the game. Raise your vibration, take care of your body, understand what they're trying to do so that they can't win. When we all understand and we're all equipped with this information and this knowledge, it's a choice for them to control you. So understand how knowledge is power in that way. Share this. Let other people know. We need to stop playing the game. And figuring out the rules of the game and why the game's being played in the first place is the first part of winning. So let's do that. It starts by sharing this video. Hopefully people understand what's going on, and if you do and got anything out of this, I would much appreciate you sharing. Helps the algorithm too, helps people see this, helps get the message out. I much appreciate that. If you guys have any comments or concerns, please feel free to send an email or put a comment below. I always reply back as soon as I can. And if you haven't already, I would much appreciate you subscribing. So thanks everybody. Till next video. Love and light.